Alright, this is about the Minoan civilization and how they um, died off, and they had larger than normal cattle or bulls, right? And it tells of the myth of the Minotar, and the civilization is called the Minoans, right? And the type of cattle they had died out 400 years ago, right? It became extinct like the Nederberg, right? And not only were they conquered by an earthquake and tidal wave, right? But the Greeks conquered them as well. And that's where the myth comes from, is the Greek legends, right? Now, this topic deals with werewolves, right? Or lycanthropy, right? It's men who behave like wolves or animals in sheep's clothing, right? But what do you think Jesus means, right? And it's trying to tell you your problem is you all are inwardly ravenous wolves, right? And your wives are the prey. And you're treating them more like prey than wives, right? And you're not trying to help every man find his own wife, right? You instead are coveting women, right? Trying to own them and not treat them right. And then you wonder why they want to leave you when you act crazy around them or try to hold them hostage for all day, right? In your home by yourself, alone, right? And why she wants to go to the next door neighbor who's just by himself, right? And disabled and alone all day, right? And you can't understand why that's more attractive to them, right? But there are other ways to spread information than we're even aware of. See, someone can record my videos and send them all around the world, and I not even know, right? I know. But you're the ones who can't change, right? Not God, right? Not that it needs to change. It's man who has the problem, right? It's us men. And our jealousies over women, which doesn't come from God or Jesus, right? Who forgave his wife, the wife caught in that adultery, right? Though Christian men don't want to see it as Jesus' own wife, though what do you care if a strange woman was caught in adultery or not, right? And why bring her to the only man who can stone her husband? Jesus would have nothing to do with that if it wasn't his wife. Right? But if it was Jesus' own wife and he forgave her, though I think he also divorced her, and maybe tied into Mary Magdalene, who anointed his feet twice, not once, right? Now, it's not until the gospel tells you who she was, right? Though John tries to, right, identify them at the resurrection of Lazarus, right? And that Jesus knew them somehow. And like he said, back then marriages weren't arranged, right? And you owed your husband and wife your virginity for at least the week of the ceremony, right? And like with, Galilee, right? Even if Jesus was from Nazareth, right? Canaan is a different city, idiot. Though Beth something was actually where he lived, right? See, men confuse the story because they don't want to hear the truth, right? That forgiveness is better than condemnation, right? Because you're condemning for wanting the same thing, right? Something you might not should have as well. Mm-hmm. You're coveting yourself, right? So when you condemn it and not forgive it, right, you're condemning yourself for your own lust, jealousy, and desires, right? And become more deadly to not only others, but yourself. You're murdering yourself by trying to murder others who want the same instead of realizing eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth with sex would mean if I have sex with your wife, you get to have sex with mine equally, right? And that's about it. If you're trying to be honest about what that means, right? But, right, you also can't force a woman, right? Or rape a woman, right? Or make a woman sleep with you either, right? Not even the husband can do that, right? If he's acting strange around her or won't have sex with her himself, right? She's then gonna think he's cheating on her, right? Right. And again, you're doing it to one another. You're acting crazy and then want her to feel safe around you, children or not, right? And I'm speaking in general for all men and women, right, who have to deal with all this bullshit, right, other men put on other men. And it's all about sex, right? Commitments, right? Who you gonna be with or not, right? And you're not all trying to find a wife, but wives. And then get mad with each other for the adulteries you're both committing, right? Some men are even with men, and some women are even with women, right? To sin with each other, I know. But you also know it's wrong, and why, I know. So that's the whole problem about it, right? When you act two-faced or double-minded or confused, right? When you know basic right from wrong, we can all do that, right? But the problem is you have to repent of all the evil you're doing for God to help you, right? Or at least try to. Right? Because, see, I don't treat any woman like she's my property just because we have sex or not, right? Or like I own her. Mm-hmm. Or can do anything without her consent or permission, right? So they would have to show up here for anything to happen. Or do it while I'm trying to get food or something and catch me before I go into, again, right, the dining area, the food area, right, and go to the back with me and have sex and then come out with me, right, and me not remember that, right, and then sit down again after I get the food to eat again, right. That's what you would be talking about, though. And if that's happening, why is it happening? Why is it happening? Right, right. And again, werewolves is what they're talking about next, right? And how men wear wolf skins. I know. Right, right. When they kill a wolf, they skin it for its fur. Mm-hmm. Just like they do with chinchilla. You know. They used to make furs from that. Again, right. If a person is wearing a wolf's suit, right, and is attacking a human being, right, and they include the canines, right, or something, right, like anyone like could do with that kind of animal, right, I know. But it's like taxidermy, right? I know it is. Right, right. See, that's another way to look at it, right? How do you make the animal used in taxidermy, right, look as if it's alive, though it's dead, right? You're trying to do that too, right? Your myths are all biblical related or religious related, right? I know. Even vampire comes with drinking the blood of Christ or right, human sacrifice or right, sacrificing your children or things of that nature, right? And see, the Jesus in Revelations is different than the Jesus in the Gospels, right? I know.